Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Behind the Fame. And today we have in the studio Marlene Dietrich, powerhouse, wonderful actress. Today we're going to look back at her wonderful life and career. So join me, shall you? Marlene Dietrich was a German-American actress and singer whose 7-decade career, iconic androgynous image, and anti-Nazi activism made her one of classic Hollywood's most celebrated and politically outspoken stars. She rose from the 20s Berlin stage and silent films to international fame with The Blue Angel and a string of Hollywood films, then reinvented herself as a global cabaret headliner from the 1950s to the 70s. Born Marie Magdalene Dietrich in Berlin, Schöneberg, on December 27, 1901, she came from a middle-class family, studied violin, and turned to theater after an injury ended hopes of a concert career. She worked as a chorus girl and stage actress in Berlin and Vienna, then gained notice in late 1920s films before breaking out as Lola Lola in The Blue Angel in 1930, which led to a Paramount contract and a move to Hollywood. Under director Joseph von Sternberg, she became a stylized femme fatale in films such as Morocco, Shanghai Express, Blonde Venus with Cary Grant, The Scarlet Empress, and The Devil is a Woman, famed for her lighting, costumes, and gender-bending wardrobe. After being briefly labeled box office poison, she revived her film career in character roles and genre pieces including Destry Rides Again, A Foreign Affair, Stage Fright, Rancho Notorious, Witness for the Prosecution, Touch of Evil, and Judgment at Nuremberg. Dietrich rejected Nazi overtures to return to Germany, became a U.S. citizen in 1939, and was active in helping Jewish and political refugees escape, even placing a large film salary in escrow for that purpose. She sold war bonds, made propaganda recordings like Lily Marlene for the OSS, and undertook dangerous USO tours near the front, later receiving the U.S. Medal of Freedom and France's Légion d'Honneur for her wartime service. You like how I spoke French? You like it? I speak French, you know. From the early 1950s to mid-1970s, she focused on an elegant one-woman show, often in dazzling gowns or tuxedo and tails, touring Las Vegas, London, Broadway, Israel, and both German states, with arrangements crafted by Burt Bacharach. A serious onstage fall in 1975 effectively ended her performing career. She then lived reclusively in a Paris apartment, writing her autobiography and giving only voice interviews, notably for the documentary Marlene in 1984. Dietrich died of kidney failure in Paris on May 6, 1992. She was only 90 after a largely private final decade. Honored as the American Film Institute's 9th greatest female screen legend, she remains a symbol of cinematic glamour, gender and sexual boundary pushing, and artistic resistance to fascism, commemorated by major film retrospectives, awards, and her grave in Berlin. What are your thoughts on Marlene Dietrich? She was a powerhouse, a legend. I put her up there with Mae West. They both wore those elaborate gowns. They were sexy, voluptuous. They were both labeled as box office poisons because Mae West was catering to the gay community, and here you got Marlene catering to the Jewish community, going against Germany, and she got celebrated here. But she made some bad choices in films, so she was box office poison. But no, she's a powerhouse. Even Madonna, back in her early 90s, I believe, gave a tip of the hat to Marlene Dietrich, brought her back into the spotlight, and with her song called Vogue. And she was a huge fan of Marlene Dietrich. And look at her. Just look up Marlene Dietrich, and you'll see how glamorous she was and androgynous she was. And she was wearing all these tuxedos and men's suits. But she was a woman, and she was all woman. She was beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful hair, makeup, jewelry, costumes. She had it all, and she could sing. She was a wonderful, wonderful singer and actress. All right, give me your thoughts on the legend Marlene Dietrich. Thank you for joining me here at Behind the Fame. Any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. I'm Tony, and I'll see you all in the next video.